This is Country 102. Our Bobby Brown Insurance Agency time is 8:22, and right now 63 degrees. It's the Louie Herron Toyota Weekend Kickoff with Louie in studio with us today. And good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
And tell us again now what we're going to get into today. And besides the fact that it's the year-end sale, which, I mean, this is the biggest time of the year.
Well, the question always has been, and you hear the commercials that I actually got, is now really the best time? So everybody wants to know, Louie, really is it the best time? And so, honestly, in my position, I'm like, man, if I tell everybody now's the best time, then that means they won't want to buy any cars in March because they're going to wait till December, and then we're going to lose. Okay, so scratch that. Let's just get gut level honest. Let me just tell you, this is the deal. Okay, here's the deal. Now is a great time. I'm not going to tell you it's the best time, but I will tell you it is the best time in a couple of phases. So this is where I really want you to pay attention. The first thing I'll tell you is if you were to ask me, when is the best time to buy or lease a car, what time of year? Is it spring, fall, summer, or end of year? I will tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, if you are leasing an automobile right now is the best time of the year.
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to clarify that.
All right.
I can guarantee you right now is the best time of the year. Okay, more than likely, unless there's a crazy incentive in the summertime, right now is a crazy time because the residual values are based on the value of the car, and the value will never be higher than it is when the models first come out. So if you're considering, or you're someone who leases the 2014 model of any brand, right now, the residual will be the highest. Right now, if you try to lease a 2013, one that we have to move off the lot, something that's on the ground, that residual may be 55%, but a 14 of the same model may be 62%. All right, so what does that mean in layman's term? Okay, Louie, residual talk. I don't get it. What does that mean to me? It means nothing to me. Okay, let me tell you what it means. The higher the residual, the lower the payment. The higher the residual, the lower the payment. That doesn't mean the higher the residual, the more you get taken advantage of. Listen to what I'm telling you. The banks set the residual. Here's what a consumer needs to know. If the value of a car is 100%, and the bank says the residual value is 80%, that's what's left over at the end. That means your payments are only based on 20% of the car. You tracking?
Residual's the highest.
Correct.
Okay.
You want the residual high.
Gotcha.
Because if we have a brand new model car come out and the residual value is 50% of the car, what they're saying is the bank's saying, hey, we're only going to take the risk of 50% left over. You're going to have payments based on 50%. Well, you know what? If the payments are based on 50% of the car, I could buy it and get the same payment.
Okay.
But as soon as it starts to get to 60, 65, 72, 75%, now you're talking about I got a $20,000 car, and 80% of that car is going to be left over at the end. So I'm paying payments on $6,000. Like my monthly payments over 36 months is based on $6,000. I mean, do the math. 36 months divided by $6,000 and add some interest. That's cheap payment.
Okay.
You got me?
Sure.
And then people say, well, the miles. Listen to me. You're buying a $20,000 car, and the payments are based on $6,000. Who cares what the miles are? I mean, you are getting a minuscule opportunity to get a low payment, which is great for the budget. So two things happen. A, you get way more car than you can really afford and drive it for a reasonable or very inexpensive payment, or you can get a very economical, make a great decision, and have a stupid low payment and really save some money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that go into that, sets that residual. But you're saying now is the time.
Well, and again, the predicating factor on the statement is the residuals are the highest when the cars first come out. Think about it. As a model year expires and gets lower, we get 2014 is here, and we're in June of 2014, and we know that August, the 15s are hitting the ground. The residuals are going to tank on the 14s. Because now they're not going to want to lease a car and put a high residual on something that's almost getting ready. The model year's expiring.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So here is would be on a shadow of a doubt the best time to lease an automobile is year end on a very new model car. That is unequivocally. I don't care if we lose deals in March on leasing. That is a fact. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very important that you understand that. Now let me flip over to used cars, all right? Because we're talking about like Louie, like end of year is now the best time. Everybody says it is, but then they also say March, you got a spring event and it's the best time of the year, and I'm confused. And should I wait till December? And okay, So I'm giving you the times that I know for a fact. The rest of it's subjective. These are facts. I can tell you leasing a new car is the best time at year end. The other time that you need to consider is when you're buying a pre-owned car at year end. When you're buying a pre-owned car in December, okay, and the book changes on every one of these cars in January 1st, it's going to take a huge hit. And because of that fact, right now is probably the best time to buy a pre-owned car that you'll ever find, other than something happened funky with the economy, with fuel economy, or something that really kills the supply or demand of a vehicle. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. Now you're saying that after the first of the year, what's going to take a hit? I'm a little confused. The value of that used car.
Okay, let me go back.
Okay.
If I got a $10,000 car in December, okay, we get all the books and the new, and now it technically becomes 1 year older as soon as it hits January because it's the year model.
Okay.
So that $10,000 car becomes worth $8,200. So a dealer owns that car for $10,000 plus he serviced it, plus he's prepped it, he's done. Now he's got $11,000 in the car. Well, in 15 days from now, okay, or right now today's the 6th, so in 21 days from now, that car that he owns for $11,500 is going to be worth $8,000. He's going to take a ridiculous hit on that car if he has to wholesale the car. Or worst case scenario, the CPA will make you write down the car to what it's worth at year end. True up all your inventory. So if a dealer's going to take a $3,500 hit and not get a customer and not sell the car, it's still in the inventory, you walk up on a lot and say, hey, I know you want $12,500 for this car. I think it's going to be worth $8,000 January 1st. It doesn't matter what you own it for. You may be apt to get that deal that you'll never see in February or March because he's got the whole year to ride it out.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
So there are some factors behind the scenes with writing cars down and CPAs and inventory and LIFO and all these other crazy business terms that will affect. So those are two definite ways that right now is the best time. We come back, I've got some more information that you're going to want to know because it still pertains to why right now is a fantastic time.
Louie Herron Toyota Weekend Kickoff on Country 102.